So I was just about to start filing my nails, ready to do some more playing, and I thought it might be useful for those of you who are either already playing with your nails or just starting out to play with your nails or just growing your nails, ready to see how I approach my nails. It might not be the same for everyone, but this is how I do it. So I don't use one of the sandpaper emery boards to touch my nails. They're just so harsh. So you can either use one of these sapphire cut ones, readily available from most pharmacists and probably supermarkets as well. This is a glass one. Again, very, very soft and is very kind to your nails. I use this mostly. This has got a much coarser side and a much less abrasive side. This was one I came across whilst I was doing a nail course, and this works rather nicely. On top of that, I use a buffer. This is a buffer readily, again, available from pharmacists. This is another type here. I get these online and I can get them in bulk, as can anyone, because it just works out much, much cheaper. This is a three-sided buffer. This is your coarser edge, this is the middle, and this is the edge to finally shine. So when you're filing and shaping your nails, and you do need to shape your nails according to how your nails hit the string. Now, there are various different ways of doing this. You can put a piece of coarse sandpaper underneath your string and pluck the string, which will give you an angle to pluck your nail. A lot of it is trial and error. There is no hard and fast rules. A lot of people will have this nail slanting this way, this one's slightly more rounded, and this one slanting this way. This doesn't work for me. So I have this one quite rounded, this one quite rounded, and this one slightly at an angle. When you're filing your nails, don't file head on. Your nails are built up with lots and lots of layers, and this will just splay the layers. So you want to, not just to be kind to your nails, but also because of the way one plucks the string, to file your nail at a 45-degree angle on the file, not like this, so that you are creating an edge on the underside of your nail, obviously to the shape that you want. So this one I'm going to take to a slight angle, and this is angled the shorter side towards my thumb and the longer side to the side of my middle finger. Now, the length of your nails, it depends. My nails aren't very strong. If I were to have very long nails, they would just flap around the string and create a very weak, wishy-washy tone. So here I go, finishing off, just working one way mostly and really gently. So I'm not taking off a huge amount of length, but for me, this is actually a little bit too long. You probably can't really see how long they are. They're not that long. Some people will say that if your fingers are in front of your eyes, you should just be able to see the tips of your nails, but you will see guitarists with incredibly long nails, probably very strong nails, and that works for them, and that's fair enough. I'll also just go around the edge on the top just to take off that excess there. So I've now got a nice smooth nail without any ridges or kinks in. So I've gone from 45 degrees underneath, just around the tip, like this. I'm not working too much with this file because obviously this is quite coarse. So, but you can see I'm working, but not taking too much of the length off. So you can see this file is not very coarse at all, just much coarser than one I'm going to use in a minute. So having got my basic shape with this and taken off any rough edges, I'm now going to, still working here at 45-degree angle, and then just taking it round. I'm not being too fussy for me because I know how much I can take off and what shape I'm looking for. So there, My middle one for me, just slightly too long still. And also, you know, you have to work with your nail type. Some people have very curved nails. Some people have very flat nails. Some people have hook nails. Mine go into a mixture of being quite flat, and if they're too long, they hook. So I try and avoid to let them get to that length where that's going to happen, because obviously that is going to affect the sound as well. My worst culprit is this middle finger. So I have to keep an eye on that one, because if it gets too long, it hooks under. So having got rid of all the worst nicks in that, I'm now going to go to this nail buffer. Here, this is a brand new one, if I can show you. So this is the coarser side, the middle side, and the very, very fine side. This is how shiny this is. It's really nothing. So what I'm going to do this, my index finger, and I'm going to, the same thing, 45 degrees, there, you can see, like this, around the edge. And I'm also going to do around the tip. So having done this, and you can feel when you're filing, when it's ready, and then I'm just going to go around that edge, right the way, around the whole of it. So what I've created is a little ridge underneath, 45 degree, and then a little curve around the top, so that as it hits the string from underneath the nail, goes to the longest, so you've got a large playing area here, and it comes off at this far end here, but kind of comes underneath and over the top. That's the string. All right, so not too much needed there, and then I'm going to go onto this again here, same thing, and round the top like this, very smooth, and then finally on to this. Same thing, same angle, round the top, and that's that nail sorted. All right, and then I would do the same with all of the other nails, including my thumb, which I'll come to in a minute, because my thumbnail, because my nails are weak, and it works a lot on the bass string, gets worn down very, very quickly by the strings. I either end up with a ridge in it, or it just keeps getting shorter and shorter as I play. So with that, I use the good old ping pong ball. You've probably seen this before, and I nearly always have a nail tip on my thumb. So then, as I say, you would carry on buffing up the rest of the nails. Now, just for time's sake, I'm going to show you what this does. So on my thumb, and I'll try and catch this in the light for you, I'm going to do exactly what I've done to this index finger on the back of my thumb. So first of all, I'm just going to use this part of the buffer on the surface of this nail. And then I'm going to use the middle one, and then finally the buffer here. And then finally this. So now if I can catch this in the light, you'll see what the edge of my nail looks like. So this is probably not going to work. No, I can't see it. But for me, I can see that nail is now incredibly shiny. And that is what you're doing to the tip of your nail. Okay, so good luck with that. I'm going to do a separate video showing you how I approach putting a tip on my thumbnail.